when we agreed to this deal with the salesperson, we told them we were open to paying cash, open to financing, open to outside financing, and they said, and I quote, "Oh, we have the best finance team. We'll get you a phenomenal rate." We asked for the rate up front. They said finance handles that. That's great. We never once had this deal contingent of you guys marking up this rate 2%, 1%, 0. We just assumed we would get what we qualified for. And now we're being told we're getting marked up 1.5%, and it is what it is because that's where we're buying a car.
Hello.
Hey, so.
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
Doing well. So credit, how credit?
She's solid.
Okay, so solid. So we were going to outside finance, and we tried to get a rate from you guys, and you guys swore up and down to your mom's grave. You guys had great interest rates, and we were supposed to just trust you blindly. We both know 9% isn't a good rate. 7% on a used car is a good rate to start, so we're 2% off.
Well, no, your buy rate is 7.80, and when you have your interest rate is 9.30. So that's exactly what it is.
Why would she not be getting buy rate?
Because buy rate is what you get from the bank, and then your actual APR would be 9.30. It's exactly like a mortgage.
Buy rate is what you get from the bank, and then you're charging up the rate.
And then the customer gets 9.30. Correct.
So you're charging up the rate.
Yes, I'm picking up 1.5%.
Why in the world are you marking up 1.5%? We would have just outside financed the deal.
I'm able to pick up 1.5%. Actually, I can pick up 2.5 points.
Yes, but instead you're not going to get any reserve at all. We'll just pay cash for the car.
I'm sorry?
We would just pay cash for the car at that point.
Then the deal would be restructured. She would have to go back and speak to the sales manager. I'm only the finance manager. I don't.
Yeah, and we talked to the salesperson. We talked to the finance. Our sales manager saying that we were open to finance if the rates made sense. We never once said, and the rates don't make sense, and that the deal was never contingent.
But rates right now, they start at 7% and work their way up for pre-owned cars.
Well, zero. They start at 6% and work their way up.
No, this is a 2021. Anything that's more than 3 years old, Tom, rates change because the loan to value changes.
You're talking to the wrong person. Yep. So you're totally fine. Yep. Depending on maybe with your guys' bank repertoire, but there are plenty of banks out there that are giving. I just did 6.29% on a used car.
And what year was the car? Okay. How much money? What was the loan to value? If you don't
Bank of America, it was like 95%.
Okay. So I'm at 110% here.
Okay, you'd still get A-tier credit. You wouldn't have a markup.
So if you can put more money
below
down,
80% to get any.
If you can put more money down and get you to 95 or less in terms of loan to value, your rates will change.
Okay. Well, can we just speak to the sales manager? We would have paid cash for the car. We would have brought a check for you guys before all this. You guys swore up and down. We can go through the message of the salesperson. Hey, we'll give you guys the best possible rates. Whatever you qualify for is what you get.
That is what she qualifies for.
No, you are literally just saying, and I appreciate you being at least truthful about it.
I'd rather be honest because at the end of the day, the price of the car that she's getting is much lower than retail value in the market. So when you finance the vehicle, by me picking up that 1.5 points, that's what generates our profit to deliver the car. Without picking that up, I cannot deliver the car. That's what it really boils down to.
Can I just speak to the sales manager then?
Yeah, sure. Hold on 1 second, Tom. I'll bring him in. Yeah, so I just spoke to him just now. They're willing to go to 8.9 on a rate.
No.
Tom, we did it sight unseen. Seeing the car, there's cosmetic issues. The car had 2 accidents. There's tires that we have to do. There's a couple of things that
if you're doing a sight unseen appraisal, you knew it had 2 accidents. You run the VIN and you see that. You didn't look. Let's be real. You did not look at the car and be like, oh my goodness, I'm looking at this car and it has 2 accidents.
You argue. I'm trying to make things right here. I'm trying to do the right thing, but you're not allowing me to. You know that the vehicle is worth what it is. That's what the vehicle is worth. That's what the wholesale value of the car is. I'm trying to do the best I can here. I'm only the finance manager here. So I spoke to my manager. He explained to me specifically. I can take off 0.5 on the rate. You'll be, where will you be? Hold on 1 second. 8.7, I believe. Yeah, you'll be 8.7 on a rate. Now, how long do you want to finance? That's first of all. I'm sorry, we didn't even get into that.
No.
Do you want to do 5 years, 6 years, or less?
The rate change?
Yeah, if you go less, the rates change, obviously. So I have this at a 6-year loan, so I'm not sure if you want to do that. If you go less, the rates change, obviously.
So what would the monthly payment be?
Based on a 6-year, as of right now, if you're just putting down just a trade, no other money, your payment would be $519.
And then how much for 5 years?
5 years? Change dramatically. You go to 8.44.
Okay, and I just want to make sure we're on the same page. You guys are willing to let us walk over you guys making some reserve money. which you guys
Yes, absolutely.
promised before we walked into this building and drove 3 hours.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, can I speak to the sales manager? This just seems absurd.
Yeah, sure. Again, you have to understand, Tom. I'm like
Dude,
the middleman.
I was in your shoes for 10 years. I get where you're coming from, but you playing a game of
Tom, hold on, Tom. So you were a finance manager in a car dealership?
Correct, for 10 years.
Okay, but why are we going back with the back and forth here?
Because I would never.
I'm giving you professional courtesy right now. I'm picking up only a point and a half, where legally, I can pick up 2 or more. Why not allow me to make a little bit of money and call it a day?
Because because the little bit of money we're letting you make is in reserve for you buying us at buy rate, which is
correct.
You're not doing it at buy rate though. You're not doing 7.09.
Buy rate is 7.9 right now. I'm at 8.44 on a 72. On a 60-month loan.
Which you should be doing.
You understand what I'm going?
I've rarely have ever made any money on reserve. I made almost all my money on products.
You were weak in the box.
I sold value. I didn't just sell out at a rate.
You were weak in the box. I'm not trying to sell her a warranty. The car only has 13,000 miles. I don't want to push extra cost on her that doesn't even equate to what it is. And you do just as much as I do. Pay the car for 30 days. Nobody gets paid reserve.
So again, we were promised a phenomenal interest rate for financing with you guys.
If you were doing this for a living, these rates aren't available.
These rates are available. We literally could have outside financed the loan and called it a day. We were given that option.
I'm sorry. What were you given?
We were given the option of outside financing the deal and bringing a check. We said we asked where your guys' interest rates were, and they said they'll have to go through finance, but we'll compete with your rate. We'll do all this. It was all the whole spiel. So we said, okay, yeah, we'll trust you guys. But now you're saying, well, I have to make money on the interest rate. I'm sorry, that's absurd.
Well,
that's not the story we got to finance with you guys. Because the answer is either we pay cash for the car, and you make zero money, or you make a few $100 in reserve and call it a day.
No, I make money either way you look at it. It doesn't matter to me.
Well, nobody makes money if nobody buys a car.
The store, and this is what the store is telling me to do, and I'm just following the rules that I work here. So what they're willing to do is pick up only a point and a half on the deal and call it a day. Okay.
So can I speak to the sales manager?
Yeah, sure. Hold on one second.
How are you? What store are you with?
I left the industry about 3 months ago, but I worked super.
So you had some questions, I understand, and they told me I spoke with the finance manager that you were speaking with, and you had a question about the rate, the term. He did explain to you, as you know, the LTV, et cetera. But I'm here to try and help somewhat.
Yeah, which I guess we'll ask a few different things. So why is the LTV 110%?
I haven't looked at that, my friend.
Okay, because I didn't even question that, but now I'm questioning that because we have $6,000 of trade equity. You guys are selling the car below market value, and tax title license doesn't equal out to $6,000, so we should be below 100% LTV. He's saying we're at 110, which now I need to double check. I'll double check the paperwork to make sure it all looks legit. But when we agreed to this deal with the salesperson, we told them we were open to paying cash, open to financing, open to outside financing, and they said, and I quote, "Oh, we have the best finance team. We'll get you a phenomenal rate." We asked for the rate up front. They said finance handles that. That's great. We never once had this deal contingent of you guys marking up this rate 2%, 1%, 0. We just assumed we would get what we qualified for. And now we're being told we're getting marked up 1.5%, and it is what it is because that's where we're buying a car.
Let me explain something, if I may. And you said you were a finance manager at a dealership for a number of years.
Yep.
Okay. So when somebody finances a vehicle through a dealership, as you well know, rates are always marked up.
No, that's your store's policy, but that is not the rest of the country's policy.
That is, excuse me, sir. I don't mean to argue with you, but you're wrong. What happens, and I believe they gave you 2 terms, 72 and 60 months. At 60 months, it allows for a 2.5% markup. He didn't do that. 72 months for 2%. He didn't do that. What I'm understanding, and when I spoke to him, it's very, very simple. I'm willing to change whatever, I don't know what numbers he gave you, but I'll look at that. I can get there. I will, first of all, how many months are you looking to finance? Was it
60 or 72, we'll compare the two. But again, we were at the very, this is the problem that I have with this. I understand that you guys have a policy to try to mark up rate, and I get that. But we never once agreed to this deal that we have to finance to get the deal. We said we were considering paying cash.
When are you coming into the store?
I'm not there. I'm 3 hours away.
Because you keep saying we.
Yes, because we're his family, so that's we.
Did you ever speak to somebody prior to
Correct.
coming
I was
in?
involved with the whole process. I was dealing with I was helping deal with the salesperson. Does not like car dealerships for this reason. So she called me because she knows in the industry and said, hey, can you help me find me a nice car? Like had good reviews, trusted. We even asked the questions and said, hey, what happens? We'll pay cash, we'll finance, all of this. And they said, you can pay cash or finance, that doesn't matter. But we asked for the interest rate. We did the credit app beforehand, and we were told that you guys would take care of us in finance and we would get a good rate. That's not marking up the rate 2 points. Otherwise, we'd pay cash. Like, again, if we pay cash, you guys lose reserve, which just hurts you guys. So I don't know why we couldn't just do this deal at buy rate. We just drove 3 hours to make this deal happen.
I'm saying we, but you're not here, so they drove 3 hours, please. I'm doing this a short period of time, 32 years. So let's just look. Here's what I'm prepared to do. It's very simple. Okay, I'm going to take the rate down. If you do 72 months, okay, and he was at 8.44, I'm going to take it to 8.19% for 72 months. I didn't look at the 60-month yet. There are no prepayment penalties whatsoever, as you are quite aware of. And I'll have them go over the numbers with you. I didn't look at the selling price of the vehicle or anything. I'm just helping you out there. So I'm willing to do that for you. And as far as the numbers are concerned, I don't know where you, and I'm going to ask her, she said she's not, or the salesperson or the finance manager told me that you are not adding any tire and wheel coverage or extended service contracts. Is that correct?
We haven't even got that far yet. But again, after all of this conversation, I don't even know if it's going to be considered because, again, we're being treated, again, we feel like we're lied to get into the store.
Okay.
Yes, I'm using the word we because it's a family, and I understand you don't want to use the word we because I'm not there, but I bet would agree this is a we thing. Now we're at the interest rate, which, again, we could have just brought a check in, called it a day. If you guys would get to this, like, I just don't understand this as a business move because if we just refinance this deal in a month, as you say, there's no prepayment penalty, you're getting charged back all this rate you're marking up rather than, again, this is how my store worked, is we would just give people competitive rates. Yeah, sure, we didn't make $1,000 in reserve, but guess what? We made $400 in reserve or got something, and people didn't refinance their loans. So we're not taking chargebacks consistently just to hope that people don't refi. Like, I just don't get why we wouldn't charge this at buy rate, not get a refi, not get a chargeback to your store, and then you guys keep the profit. Like, this doesn't add up to me.
Okay, I think it's Tommy.
Yeah.
We don't work the way Massachusetts works. Each state is different. However, I am willing to drop the rate down. And I don't know what the price of the vehicle was. I haven't looked at that as of yet, but I can. And if you want to hold on, I will try and work everything out for you. Hold on a minute.
So if you want 60, it's 8.02 on the rate. The payment would be 6.24 on a 5-year. If you went the 60 months, so it's 72. They jumped a little bit, you go to 8.19.
So I told you.
542 is
And does that include my sales tax?
That includes like wholesale tax is a little bit less.
What's the out the door?
5.
Can you just send me the breakdown?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where the disconnect is.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out as well.
Because if the price of the vehicle is $30,588.
Yeah, no, I apologize. Hold on. Yeah, out the door is 28,551.38.
Okay, that's okay.
But they had some stupid AMO charges that were in there. I took them out.
Okay.
Total 28,138.
Okay. So, and you're saying you cannot get an interest rate with a 7 in front of it?
No, because I'm basing it on the condition of the car. That's what my used car manager did, and he's basing it on market. Wholesale value for the truck is $5,900 before anything. That's clean. It's a base model. It's not fully, it's not like a loaded model. It is clean. I'm not going to say it's not, but there is some, reconditioning that we have to do.
Yeah, I understand. But you're going to that's wholesale price as a whole. You're going to be reconditioning any car.
We're going to wholesale it most likely. I mean, it is a 2013. I do have banks that I can finance it for, or I can sell it cash. I'm going to advertise this truck for $69.95. That's exactly what I'm going to do. The problem that I'm having here is, Tom, it's not me. You have to understand. It's cutting into the front end of the salesperson's deal. Anytime I give more for the trade, I have to keep the ACV at 55, and then I'm cutting into the front end of the deal. I'm a big advocate for my salespeople. Whether it's $1 or whatever it is. I'm going to keep the ACV.
Imagine your salesperson losing the entire deal and getting zero commission because we walk out of this whole thing.
If that's what you guys want to do, that's up to you.
But it doesn't seem like you're being an advocate for your salesperson because over $300. I'm betting if you ask that salesperson, they would want to walk over $300. Every salesperson in the world.
But you were willing to walk on the deal based on 0.5 on a rate.
Well, I still think 8% is high. I mean, this is still so. We have we can get easily. Yeah. Okay.
No, Tom. I'm not sure what state did you work in. It's really irrelevant to the situation. Because rates are the same across the nation.
Correct.
But a used car rate that's 110% of LTV or higher, you're going to start around 7.
How are we at 110% with $5,500 down?
What do you mean?
How are we at 110% of retail?
Because the car's book value is around $27,000.
So why is it booking so low?
That's the value of the car. I don't know. I'm using JD Power. That's what the car books for.
So you're just saying now we're overpaying for the car?
Based on what you're doing, the LTV of the car, you're at 109.89 is the actual LTV of the car. Based on $5,500 down, you're financing $28,515,138.
Yeah, I don't understand how in the world retail value is at 26. What is wholesale value?
That's not retail. What are you talking about? Wholesale.
Why are you using a bank that's lending off of wholesale?
Because every bank lends off a wholesale.
That is not true at all. What are we talking about?
What are you talking about, Tom? Every bank is wholesale, Tom.
What banks do you guys use?
What are you talking about? This is Capital One.
Okay, well, why wouldn't you Bank of America?
Well, Bank of America is not going to give me the best. Bank of America goes by wholesale as well.
Chase does not go off Bank of America. Chase does not go off wholesale. Chase goes off retail.
Chase wholesale. Every bank that you're talking about is wholesale.
Chase goes off retail.
What? Tom, you weren't a finance manager. Tom, you were a sales manager.
I was not a sales manager. I was a finance manager. I ran finance.
You would know just as much as I
was a finance manager, and I directed my own deals. Chase was our lender. As we worked under Subaru, we did hundreds of deals.
Do not go by retail, Tom. Only a new car. This is not a new car.
Okay. Either way, there's no way you don't have a single bank that doesn't go off retail that would lower that to make it sense. Capital One is not the most competitive rate out there.
It has the best rate right now in the market. And I hate to even go back and forth like this in front of these young women, these young ladies. And of course.
I hate that you guys are about to let these young ladies move over $300 and they're going to drive 3 hours away because you won't move $300.
That's going to be your fault, Tom. And they'll understand that. That's your fault, not ours. Because you drove here for 3 hours to buy a car that's $3,000 less than anywhere else.
That's not true.
So for $300, you're gonna make them lose a deal, Tom, not us.
No, it
has nothing to do with us whatsoever. You've been doing this for quite a while. You know how this works. I'm being as open as I possibly can. I'm giving you all the professional courtesy in the world. The deal is very thin. It's the end of the month. The prices drop. You know how this works.
I'm looking at all the other deals I have. Yeah, I'm just shocked you guys are willing to lose a deal over $300. That's insane to me.
Yeah. No, ask yourself, are you willing to walk away from a car that's $3,000 cheaper than anywhere else for $300? And listen, I'm not trying to hold you to nothing. I can send you the screen of my back end. The deal was making $768, Tom.
Yeah, the whole thing. Like I said, the whole thing. This is where would agree with me. She's talked about when you're in the other room. Is that
I'll go and I'll show you my back end. I'll even show you my back end screen of how much I own the car for. I have no problems doing that. The deal is making right hand $768. House gross is negative $1149. You can take my word for it or not. I can put you on FaceTime right now with my personal phone. I will call you and I will show it to you.
No, that's fine. You can give me the phone back.
Let him know, if I give you $300 more for the trade, make it $5,800. Is that something you're willing to do? Because I can't.
Did you hear that, Tom?
Yeah. If you guys can do $300, you call it a day, and I can get back to work, which I'd love. If they can do that, let's sign, and just send me a picture of the paperwork before you sign it.
Okay.
Okay.
Tom, just before you go, amount finance will be $28,232.63.
Okay.
Monthly payment will be exactly $497.63 at a rate of 8.19. You're at $30,558 on the selling price. 30 days to next payment, or she can do 45, which will raise the payment like $2.
Yeah.
So it's really a matter of what makes sense to her.
Okay. Yeah. Let her pick 30 to 45, but if you guys can do that, we'll sign it. We'll get you guys on. So you can
I already cleared it with my manager. I'm able to do it that way. So I'll put that together. I'll put it on paper. I'll give it to her. She'll take a picture, send it to you, and then we'll wrap it up from there.
Okay. Sounds good. That's good to sign.
Okay, Tom?
Yep. You're good to just take a picture, make sure everything looks right for me, and I'll send you my email right now.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Bye.